Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
I know what he was. I know.
I said he's so sexy when he fixes things. There's nothing sexier when a man pretends to be a handyman, a mechanic, whatever they got to do. It's sexy. So what are you saying? No?
No, true. Just stop it. Just stop it.
Felicia.
Stop it. Can we start?
We started. Look.
Oh no.
She's dying. Felicia, I just want to tell you a few things, okay?
Yes.
Here are reviews of the Ryan Bailey podcast. Love them. I love this episode. How do I get Felicia? Korean top TV Rex. Felicia is who I need in my life. Love them. Mom, we were a guest on Ryan Bailey's podcast. The episode dropped a few days ago. And we are feeling, as Casey is calling it, the Bailey bump.
The Bailey bump. Good.
Felicia.
Yes.
People love you.
Okay.
But
they don't know me.
Well, to know you is to love you.
Well,
to not know you is to still love you.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes.
So we had a big, I don't know, it's been a day. We're recording the podcast a little early because you have a few doctor appointments tomorrow. I'm going to give you off this weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But that means tonight is a little later night for you. Thank you for taking the time. Okay.
Thank you.
We went out to dinner. We had a lovely meal with my son.
It's cold and I'm wearing a coat down in the basement, even though I probably don't need it, but I'm so cold. And the minute this is over,
running home.
Ready to bounce.
Running home. She drove home at 2 a.m. Saturday night after a night in Manhattan.
Got home 2:30.
After a night of partying.
Yes.
A lot of people met you, knew you.
It was a lot of fun.
You had a lot of fun.
Yes,
we saw
it was.
Dominic. We saw a lot of people.
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yes.
Wait, so funny story. So before we started recording, my son, Lennon, turned to my mom and goes, how'd you come up with the name Marni? And I've never heard Lennon, A, ask you that.
No.
B, why don't you tell everybody the story?
Now that my memory's refreshed, it's hard to keep all this crap in my head. And I forgot that I named you after a movie, an Alfred Hitchcock movie called Marni with Tippi Hedren. But the spelling of that movie was Marnie.
So what made you change the spelling?
I like the Marni. It was different. It's probably different.
I thought it was funny that he asked you that.
He did.
I thought, wow.
Yeah.
I like how inquisitive you are. So I do want to start with really quick, because we have some new listeners and so many people are intrigued by your Korean fascination. Off the top, new listener named Tiffany wants to know some of your recs. So can I asked you before, what are some recommendations you have for people that are new to Korean content? Your tops are.
Well, I gave you a few names only because I was afraid I would forget.
And have you forgotten? You mentioned Healer a lot.
Yes. My favorite is a TV show. Well, I'm assuming it's like a soap opera in Korea. But anyway, it's called Healer. But unfortunately, I can only find it on Viki. Now, Viki is a special Asian app, which you have to pay for. However,
what are the ones on Netflix?
On Netflix.
You said Crash Landing on You.
Crash Landing on You and King of Land, which is Netflix.
You said King of Eternal Monarch.
That's another one.
Oh, King of Land is another one?
Yes, they just all about the kings. And when the phone, what did I tell you?
You said when the phone rings.
When the phone rings,
currently
which they drop 2 episodes a weekend, and that's on Netflix.
And what's Love Struck in the City?
Love Struck in the City, if I'm not mistaken, is also on Netflix. I have a lot of favorites, but it depends on the genre that you like.
So if someone's new to the Korean content, they only have Netflix, what would be the first one you would say to watch?
Crash Landing on You.
Is that like rom? Is that not
it's
rom?
Both.
But like, is it serious drama but romantic?
Yes. It's serious, but it's great, and the leads are extremely good looking,
and that's what matters, people.
And that's what matters to me.
So that's Crash Landing on You,
right? But I have lists and lists, and I can't. Obviously, it depends on what the person likes, what they're comfortable with, but there is a lot. I've tried everything, and I know what I like.
I was gonna say this in the news segment. This is a good segue for the news. Queen Woo. Have you heard of Queen Woo?
Yes, I have.
It's a period drama from South Korea. It's making its premiere on Paramount Plus.
Really?
So How do you know it if it's not
Because
streaming yet?
they had a lot of promos, and the lead is one of my favorite. And don't ask me his name, but he is one of my favorite. However, he's only in I think the 1 or 2 episodes. And for Korea, it was a little, I'm not going to say pornographic, but it was a little
like more risky than usual?
risky.
Oh, that's
yes.
a good question. Do they get...
But it was historical. Which
do they get, what's their nudity level? Of
very, not, I mean, when
do we see
everybody
boobies?
seems very rare, very, very rare. And when they show couples in bed, for some reason, they go to sleep in their clothing. I don't understand that. They fall asleep. They can't be without clothes on.
When they go to bed.
Well, it seems like, it's a very slow burn, as we like to call it. But this Queen Wu is a little, like I said, the first 2 episodes are, but I have never seen it.
Yeah, so what do you mean? How do you know about the first 2 episodes?
Because they were advertising the crap out of it.
So guess what? This is dropping in a few days. Are you so excited? December 23rd, Mom.
Wow.
A few days.
Yes, but
Paramount Plus.
Here's the problem. When they say it's dropping, it only might be dropping in Asia or Europe, and it's not dropping worldwide.
This says global premiere.
Okay, then we hope that...
All right, so this is exciting for you.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And there's only 8 episodes on that, but they did 4
you know
and then
this.
4. Yeah, I read a lot of
I'm so
stuff.
All right, impressed. In other news, Casey, this one's for you.
Okay.
We never watched, and we only heard amazing things because when Jury Duty was huge, everyone said how great the Joe Schmo show was.
Yes.
Joe Schmo coming back, a new version of it. It's going to air next month on TBS. What do you
Was
think?
it the Joe Schmo show or the Average Joe?
No, the Joe Schmo show where everyone knows that they're in a reality show. Everyone's in on it but him.
Right.
Just like the Jury Duty.
But what will it be called?
The Joe Schmo show.
Oh, there you go.
But he doesn't know that. He might
Oh.
be thinking he's doing some reality dating show, and it's all a show.
I wonder, do you think that's really true?
Yes, Jury Duty. You didn't see
I know,
Jury Duty.
no,
It was
but I
fucking good.
heard about
What's
that.
her name was in the original Joe Schmo show? Bridesmaids. SNL.
Kirsten Wiig?
Yes.
What?
That was one of her first gigs, I believe.
You're blowing
was
my mind.
The Joe Schmo show.
I didn't know that.
She played one of the women on the show.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it was
what's
supposed
funny
to be
is
incredible.
one of the women that was in Jury Duty, an actress, I just saw her on an episode of Shrinking. So yeah, these are working actors.
Well, that's good. Okay.
So I want to watch that, Kate, because we never did the Joe Schmo show. Maybe that's a good binge.
Where is that on?
It's going to be on TBS. But I don't have time to watch. I don't know if I want to watch the original, but I heard it was great. In other news, I spoke about this on social. I'm just very excited about Malcolm in the Middle coming back just for 4 episodes on Disney Plus. But you've got Bryan Cranston, Frankie Muniz, the mom Jane. My son is thrilled.
When you say it's a reboot,
No. They're picking up from where have we been for the past 25 years?
So basically
they're
older,
Yes.
a lot older.
Yes, but they're playing their characters. Only 4 episodes.
Okay. Wow. That should be interesting.
It's for their 25th anniversary.
Got it.
I am excited about that. There's been some renewals announced.
And
one of our favorite streaming apps, Apple TV,
yes,
Silo has been renewed and
for a 3rd,
for a 4th and final season.
Oh.
Now I'm wondering maybe that's because it's the series. It's a book, so maybe it's the 4th
Coming
and
to the
final.
end. Right.
I predicted this one that there could be another season. Of Bad Monkey.
And
it got another
season. I
season.
saw that actually, that it was renewed.
And apparently they got some huge tax refund. They're moving from Florida filming to California because of the taxes.
There's a bit of tax
They're trying to get
in
people back in
California?
LA. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Every few years, different states have different
Yeah, I guess.
incentives. Georgia was big. I
Yes,
remember when
Atlanta
I lived in
was
LA,
really big.
I had a client who was producing a show. It was called Detroit 187. And he said the only reason it took place in Detroit was because Michigan at the time was giving fat discounts. So they set the whole entire show in Detroit. But yeah, every few years, different states have different incentives to film.
I
them.
guess.
Another series that got picked up that's going to... Are you breathing? I just heard you go...
No.
I heard you take a deep breath, Mom. What's going on with that?
Nothing. I'm taking a deep breath.
That's okay, Mom. That's okay. Do you want to take a minute? Do you need to meditate?
No.
Are you feeling okay? We had
I'm
a big
feeling
dinner.
fine.
I'm
I'm
so
feeling
proud of you.
fine.
You
I'm-
ate a whole meal.
Of course,
You
that's
never
something to be
finished. There was
proud
no
of.
leftovers. In fact, I thought for a minute we would take the leftovers home for Casey, but you ate them all.
It's fine. I don't
would-
need anything. It's
I would have.
fine.
You would have really enjoyed it. It was really good.
I bet I would have.
Man on the Inside got another season. with the Ted Danson one that you just watched.
Oh, yeah. Well, that they left it
Open-ended.
Totally open-ended.
Would you watch another season?
Yes, but I
Okay.
know the second season is usually not as good as the first. However, I would give it a shot, of course. It was a very easy watch.
Okay, but I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
2 disturbing updates this week. Today, the Karen Huger DUI post-accident footage dropped.
From which show? Reminds.
So remember, she's on Potomac.
Right.
And I knew you knew that she got into an accident.
Yes.
Okay. And this was known, but the body cam footage came out of her post the accident. And there's many videos. There's her like when she's first out of the car, there's her on the way to jail, there's her in the jail getting questioned. Mom, she is not drunk. She is hammered. She is so fucked up. It is so disturbing. She says to the police officer numerous times, "Do you know who I am? I am rich." Her hair is like halfway off her head.
You mean her wig?
Whatever's on her
Whatever,
head.
piece.
And it's really, really bad. And apparently she's going to jail for 2 years. It's so bad. I don't know how she didn't
We
get
don't
more
know.
hurt.
Wait, you don't know. Wait.
This just came out today that
I
like
under-
there was
no,
she was
but
sentenced to 2 years.
she was.
That's what came out today.
Well, maybe on.
There's footage of like the Maseratis like all crashed, but she walked out. Her husband's there, Ray's there, and trying to like tell her to stop talking. And she's just, but she's
On
so.
and on because she's drunk.
But
Well,
this
hammered.
was like beyond drunk.
Right.
Like,
Well.
how did she think it was okay to get behind the wheel? She says to the guy, "You're white and poor. Do you want to do something? How many? You love your wife. You married." Like, she's trying to like.
Buy
She
him
wasn't
off.
being no. She wasn't trying to buy him off. She wasn't being rude to him, but she was trying to like make conversation. And he was
Right.
like, "Oh my god."
become a buddy.
She's like, she goes like this at one point, "I'm the Grand Dame. Andy Cohen gave me that name." And he's like, "Who the fuck is that?" He just doesn't fucking care.
obvious. Not every. Well, of course not. I mean, not everybody listens to it.
Listens to what? Everybody doesn't watch Bravo?
Right.
Are you
Not
sure?
I'm positive.
This is bad. It's really bad news. There's a lot of different angles and a lot of different videos. I couldn't find anything on the actual crash. If anyone has that, feel free to send me. I know that's really bad. I don't want to see it. But I was just, it's really fucked up. Do you remember when I spoke about one of my favorite shows of the year, The English Teacher
Yes.
on FX?
Yes.
And an actor came out saying that the main actor, Jordan Alvarez, like sexually assaulted him.
Yes.
Well, the article dropped this week. New York
Shades
Magazine.
of Kevin Spacey. Not as bad. Well, he's younger.
New York Magazine, I
Yes.
believe it was New York Magazine, picked up the story. And it's not so black and white because it seems like he was assaulted while they were filming this show together.
Okay.
So they were acting like partners in this show, and he did some things that were
Inappropriate.
yes. And there is proof where he's texting one of the other actresses who's on The English Teacher saying like, "I'm uncomfortable," all this stuff. So there's proof that he's then complaining. And
There's receipts.
there's proof, receipts, timeline. So I feel really upset about this because I really love the show. And apparently they haven't announced the second season yet.
Well, and they might not.
I know, which
now
is
that he's screwed up.
insane.
Right.
Because that show, I would hands down say that's the best new comedy of the year. Like we're going to do an end
Unless
of the
they
year
get a
wrap.
replacement. Somebody.
He is the show.
I understand that, but
No.
he's not going to be the show anymore. They can't tolerate that.
They didn't replace Kevin Spacey on House of Cards.
They
removed his character and
Well,
then she
okay.
became president. But like, it's not like you could replace him. I don't know.
Well, this was only one season compared to House of Cards,
Correct.
which was quite a few
Yes,
seasons
yes.
when all that happened.
Yes.
So, it was
So I
kinda
don't think
hard.
they would replace him. I think they just want to pick it up for another
Okay.
season.
Which makes
I
more
did reach
sense.
out to the actor and I said, the article dropped. I'm on East Coast time. Hope you're doing okay. And he did write me back.
He did.
Yes, he wrote me back. Thumbs up.
Well, give a little backstory about the fact that you posted about English
I
Teacher
basically
weeks
posted
and weeks ago.
Yeah, like when the show first came out, I posted just how much I loved the show English Teacher on FX. And then it was reposted by the actors on the show. So he found me through that, contacted me and was like, "Hey, this guy's not good. He like sexually assaulted me." And Stephanie also is in on it. And it's just like,
And you asked him to come on the podcast, and he's like, "Well, we got to wait till the article drops."
he's like, I'm being interviewed for a lot of things, and it took months, but it can't. It's out.
Takes
it's out.
time. Okay.
It's out, and I don't. Obviously, this is not good. It's it's awful, and it just sucks because I really love the show. So
Well, it also sucks because someone was sexually assaulted.
yes. So that does suck too. And yeah, it's crazy that he's got the proof and there's texts. So that's the big news of the week. Uncircumcised Gems is where we discuss what we watched this week.
Right.
I, hands down, Mom, think the show of the week
Was
Black Doves.
I first of all watched, not at home, but I was away.
Oh, I forgot. Let's discuss really, really quick. Felicia went away with her friends that she met at Greece. They went to New Hope, Pennsylvania, and they stayed in a bed and breakfast. And you were about to tell me what's up with the bed and breakfast.
It was called the Aaron Burr House.
Oh!
And
Wait for it.
Wait, it's where Aaron Burr stayed after shooting Hamilton.
And they're like making money off this?
Well, it's been, you know, it's an old, obviously it's a house.
Aaron Burr shoots Hamilton.
Right, and then
sings a song and then goes to this house?
Yeah, in the show. Right, but I don't think that.
I was kidding.
Right. But it was very quaint and it was very interesting. It was in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Was it haunted?
Which
Casey believes in that shit. I don't.
I think it was, I think it's,
You think it's haunted? Casey asked you if it's haunted.
No.
Just checking.
No. Absolutely
No.
not.
Feels like
And
a place that would be haunted.
Each room had a name.
Oh,
It was like the Hamilton name. I think it was in the Aaron Burr room. But, I don't remember now. I was just there
Mom, you should be
yesterday.
taking pictures.
I know. I don't take pictures, but it was
So
very
you're
quaint.
sitting in Aaron Burr's house that he
Where-
went to after he shot Hamilton, and you're
Right.
watching Black Doves
Yes. In my room. And
on your phone or iPad.
no. On the TV, they had Netflix. So I'm so glad. However, I wasn't like around all day to watch TV. So I was
Sure.
kind of only watching at night. I was afraid to make it too loud because it's small and,
You put the subtitles on.
yes, but it was for me because very confusing.
Interesting. Do you think it was
very.
because it was only 6 episodes?
Yes, it was only 6 episodes.
Keira Knightley, I think, looks so good in this.
Did you?
Yes, you didn't?
Well, I guess she aged. Which,
I actually thought she looked fucking great.
no.
I thought you'd be really into this. It's like
I know,
slow horses.
I know, but it was- I know, but it-
meets like there's
very-
gay spots.
I know, but the characters were all crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like
they were. I don't want. Can we give it away? I don't know what if I don't.
for me, it felt like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and sort of like a slow horses, but sexier. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith gives me sexy vibes. Did you feel like it was sexy? What? I thought you'd be really into.
I was not.
Did you finish it?
Yes, I did.
Shocker.
I made sure to finish it the other night.
Really?
Yes, because I knew I wouldn't be able to. When I got home, I knew I would certainly not watch it.
You were confused.
It was a lot of things going on with a lot of different agencies and
Yeah.
and I guess
There was like, I believe there was flashbacks, and you could see
yes,
her hair was
there
long, versus her hair was
yes,
short.
yeah. And I don't know. I just thought the characters, they were all assassins. Most of them were assassins. Who were they working for? I have no idea. I really was
Right,
very
like who's
confused.
working for an American, who's
and
working
American
for the London.
CIA, London, Chinese. I mean, it was just like a potpourri of bad guys.
There was a
of assassins.
potpourri.
It was a potpourri of assassins.
What I did find refreshing was she was married to like a politician. Let's
Yes,
say.
she was,
and
and she
he was
got-
honest
Yes, but she married him
under the false pretense of who
and,
she is,
and ended up having twins, which now she's like has to protect the kids.
I know,
but she.
But
was
I
just
liked
like,
him. He looked familiar to
I
me.
mean, when they showed her pregnant, running around, and I mean, she wasn't really pregnant in real life,
Yes.
obviously, but pregnant with twins. You're not that small, and I was like, really, with guns shooting, blazing. I was like, oh God, I don't know.
All right, that's fair.
Maybe it was just a little bit too much disbelief for me.
Okay, I enjoyed it.
And most people did.
Yeah,
most people loved it. Everybody.
Oh,
that
what did Karen think?
Karen loved it.
Oh,
and Karen.
Do you think
saw
it was because you were watching it in a
piecemeal?
place?
Yes, yes.
And you're watching it like knowing that like, oh my God, I'm in a place where like a man who shot Hamilton
no,
was.
no, of course not. I just was watching it quick and one episode, a half an episode.
All right,
because
you weren't-
yeah,
you
I wasn't
weren't
really
committed.
I was not committed.
Did you commit to watching, I wanted us to watch the film holiday movie with Jason Bateman, Carry On.
Oh yes,
Did you hate
another.
it? Topped Netflix's English film list.
You know what? It's the only movie that dropped for the week, and that's why it became number one.
42 million views.
Yeah,
the biggest opening for a Netflix film this year.
Oh.
I'll tell you why I was entertained. Jason Bateman.
Was such a out
How
of character.
often do you see him as a bad person?
Never.
This movie was
really,
like, let's go, Jason Bateman.
He really was a really bad guy. Like, no heart. No heart, no conscience, nothing.
So for that purpose only, I recommend this movie.
And I'm glad it was just a movie, because if I had to watch episodes, I don't think I would have been able to
also,
finish
like,
it.
I like the idea of, like, there's all these, like, holiday, the Hallmarky, like,
Yeah,
the cheesy
well,
Lindsay
yeah.
Lohan's.
Yeah, well, a little
Give
too
me a holiday
schmaltzy.
movie like this.
Which was kind of like,
Thrillers, like...
which was the one with Bruce Willis, the first holiday, it was a holiday movie where he is a cop. Come on, Casey.
Lethal Weapon?
No,
Die Hard.
that's Mel.
Die Hard?
Yes.
That's a hot take, Felicia. There's people who do, that will debate if Die Hard's a holiday movie or if it's an action movie.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, it's
action
not
movie that took place during the holidays.
Right, which is what this
You're right,
took
this is
place
what it was.
Christmas,
Yes,
day, Eve, whatever.
This is fair.
So they call that a holiday movie.
Yeah.
Right. No.
Yeah.
And
No,
that is the
I
main
like that.
argument to
That's
that
And when
debate.
they refer to that movie with Bruce Willis, it went out of my head already.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, thank you. Die Hard. I know there was 1, 2, 400. I don't know, but that first one is always saying it's a holiday
Interesting.
movie.
Now, the guy, the main guy in it.
Who is adorable.
Do you know who that is? Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton.
Do you know he has an amazing voice? He played Elton John in Rocket Man.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And he voices Johnny in the movie Sing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
the
which
gorilla.
one? Oh,
I know.
I did not know that.
There was a
Such
scene.
a good voice.
Great voice.
He's great.
There was a
great.
scene in this movie, and I wrote this down. There's a car chase,
Yes.
and the way they filmed this
With the black girl, with if she was a cop or a CIA agent, I'm not
Yes.
quite sure. Yeah, that was really.
I was like, holy!
Wow, that wasn't. Yeah, that was good.
Wow.
I mean, I would recommend it.
Okay.
and I think everybody that I spoke to enjoyed it, and
All right,
thank
good.
God it was more or less a happy ending.
You had a busy week, so
Yes.
did you watch anything else?
No, I did not.
You did good, Mom. You did good. I'm telling you, for the new year, my new thing is I'm not going to tell you what to watch. I'm just going to make suggestions.
Okay.
I did suggest last week that we tried Laid on Peacock.
Which just dropped.
And I started it today and I fucking hated it. I shut it off. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I was not happy with it. It's about a girl who, like, all the guys that she's had sex with die. And I just didn't give a shit. So I shut that off. And I returned to Sex Lives of College Girls season 3.
None of it I've watched.
That's fine. Casey and I did a lot this week. We did so much. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Casey, I want to start with, we did 2 docu-series, 3 episodes each. We're going to start with the big one of the week that I think many of my listeners may enjoy if they have husbands that are listening, sports fans that are listening. We did Aaron Rodgers' Enigma. So we're going to start off with, Felicia, how well do you know Aaron Rodgers?
Not
I'm going to
really.
ask you some big questions. 3 questions only. Are you ready?
Sure.
What sport?
Football?
Yeah.
Yay. Yes, football.
Can you name at least one woman that has dated Aaron Rodgers?
No. Absolutely not.
Not one woman
Not
that's
woman.
famous.
No, because I don't really follow him. Not now. I never follow. Why would I follow that? You sound like your brother now.
No. I'm not asking you for about football plays.
I know,
Felicia.
I know, but he goes, "Wow, what team is playing, Ma? What
Mom,
stadium
no.
is it?"
Mom, but you would know who he dated because he dated Olivia Munn and Shailene Woodley. I feel
Wow,
like those
he
are 2
dated
things.
both of them?
Not at the same time.
Well, wow.
do you know what team he plays for right now?
I think he did.
What?
Aaron Rodgers. Wait. Who's the one?
Aaron Hernandez is dead.
Oh, I get that. Okay, now I understand a little. No, I don't. What team does he? Oh God,
It's okay, Mom.
I am so not.
What
I
is your
know.
son's favorite football team? Oh God, Mom, your nephew's
Jets.
Yes. Okay, so he's now on the Jets. He used to play.
Okay.
For the Green Bay.
Well,
Packers.
now I can see a little more with Olivia Munn.
He's very handsome, Mom.
Oh,
Here's another
is he-
trivia question. Oh God, Mom just
No,
asked if he was white or black.
Oh.
Mom, let me ask you this. Here's a big trivia question, and this is related to your son-in-law. Where is Aaron Rodgers from?
Oh, Chico.
Okay.
Thank God. I thought I knew that.
This is your
Now,
quiz
all
of
right.
the day.
Now
you know who he is.
Okay. Now it's coming to me.
Aaron Rodgers has been controversial because he came out anti-vaxxer.
Right.
He's had a lot of thoughts.
Which he should have never opened his mouth about. But
They asked him.
Right.
They asked him in a press conference, and he gave an answer saying he was immunized.
Right.
Okay. They could have followed up with that. What does that mean for you? And he didn't. I really enjoyed this doc. We were so tired, and we were like, we're finishing this. We were Casey really. I know he doesn't want to talk about it, but it hit close to home for him. Lots of Chico B-roll.
Well, that
my husband is from Chico.
Yeah.
He recognized half the kids from Chico. He's like, I know that guy. I went to high school with
Really?
him. No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Casey?
No, I mean the reason he's a. I'll
Was he
summarize.
younger or older than you?
We were about
No,
the
younger.
same age. I knew his older brother Luke. I used to cut his hair. He was just like a local dude that
That
went
played
on
football.
to do big things. And you have a lot of mutual friends with him. I didn't personally know him. He's a controversial figure. I think he's accidentally controversial. I don't think the guy intended on being a face of anti-vax. I think
1,000% agree.
I don't think
agree
he
He fell into the media just rips him apart.
Right.
I think anybody that had any feelings about him going into this, those feelings are much more solidified. If you liked Aaron Rodgers going in, you really like him after this documentary. If you didn't like him going in, he gave you every reason to dislike him even more. Because if you're watching it from that lens, you'd be like, yeah, this guy is kind of a weirdo.
He goes on like retreats and does like ayahuasca. And like
It's crazy. Like,
So
but
he's
at the same time,
not a tent, but
he does he does 1/10 with the heat
and the
he's
smoke.
look,
if
here's
that bothers you, then
Yeah.
you'd watch this and go, oh yeah, this dude's a freak. But if you're somebody who's like, all right, this dude is
like me and Casey were always searching for more.
no, like like I said, I'm pretty neutral on the guy because I don't know him, and like I've never been offended by him. I don't necessarily back the things that he backs, but like I found it to be outrageously interesting, this documentary.
Here you ready? This guy's only won one Super Bowl. I thought he won a lot.
Oh.
You win the Super Bowl and what happens? Now what?
Now you have to do another one, or you're
but
forgotten.
there's a big like, what is my life now? What right? This
Right.
is a man who is a perfectionist. He worked his ass off, injury after injury after injury. Now what? I do believe he was always not content, looking for something. So he did the work. He searches. He
But
meditates.
now, what is he? 42, 43?
Yeah, and he's still playing. But
is he?
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, the big story was that he got hurt in his first game playing with the Jets.
Of this year.
Tore his Achilles
Last
heel.
year.
And
last year?
And it's a lot about him going through rehab, and he bounced back quicker than any normal person would. Like
I think he gave one of the best explanations because whenever you hear about a famous person bitching about being famous, you're like, oh, boo-hoo, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. But I think
he says it like people would say, like, I didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? Like, why am I dating these girls?
you
or
think
why am
about
I
it
doing
though,
this?
especially with athletes, and I guess it's the same thing for like musicians and entertainers. That's the destiny that was kind of picked for you. If you were a local athlete that was fantastic at what you did, you're going to keep ascending each level. You're going to be great in high school, and then you're going to work hard and be
Right.
great in college. And eventually that is what you do. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, I just won a Super Bowl. Now I'm doing these commercials, and like you're getting recognized. And then you're like, well, wait a minute. This is something I agreed to when I was in junior high school. You know what I mean? Like you kind of picked this route, and now you're like, oh shit, like I don't like this
here.
attention. I don't
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And I could imagine that would be a tough thing to be recognized everywhere you go. And like, it's a little unsettling.
Yeah,
Is
he's like,
he
all of a
still-
sudden I was in Hawaii, like exfoliating with sand, and like there's pictures of me. Like the fame really got
you
to
have
him, and
no
it would be
privacy.
for anybody.
Is he still? So he's still playing.
He
Well,
is.
he's still signed up for the Jets, and
He
he's
is.
still playing. Is he married?
No, he's not. And he doesn't really talk to his family anymore in Chico because he kind of is, he was raised very religious, and now he's like, I'm not into that. And
Well, he's into ayahuasca. Okay.
I really liked it. I really like this. I'm curious what people say. Of course, the media's picking up. They're watching it, and they're picking up on like one sentence where he's
Yeah,
like,
they're running with it. It's so
Yeah, and it
it's
sucks.
awful.
But he
Yeah, it
points that out in the documentary.
does
He
point it
shows
out.
all these moments where like the media will show him walking past a woman with cancer asking for an autograph, and they'll say, Aaron Rodgers snubs a woman with cancer. And then he shows pictures that
he's
he
like, I signed
literally
her jersey yesterday.
Yeah, he like it's like they love to like once they
And that's with
create a
anybody.
character.
Well, that's-
in the
yeah,
media.
that's with any-
Oh, yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no,
it's
of
like
course
any
not.
a lot of villainous
Celebrities.
people.
They just want to drag you down.
Because it's a better story than just saying he's just a boring dude. It's better to have.
I didn't realize how many rejections he faced in the beginning. He didn't get into the top college program. He
I
played
remember
for community
this at
college
the time.
in
He pl-
California, Butte County.
He played for our local community college because like he got overlooked after high school, and then randomly got picked up late by Cal, and then he was like drafted late in the draft.
He was drafted very late.
and like he just this one
I don't know how much longer he can do this.
He doesn't. So I kept saying while we're watching this, like, I wonder if this is his big last hurrah, this is
Right.
it. But I do feel like he probably is really jonesing to just get one more big win before he retires. And I'm sure he'll go on to being
Newscaster,
Newscaster. He's
commercials.
definitely gonna write a book.
Right.
I need
remember
to,
he hosted Jeopardy for a hot
hosted-
second.
Smart fucking guy.
Very smart,
And he
dude.
won.
No, I did not.
No, he
He was
hosted
on-
when they were doing temporary hosts.
He hosted
Right.
and he was on
tested
Jeopardy.
really well, but then like all of his anti-vax or whatever
Just
stuff really kind of like
backfired.
tainted him in like it was a hot take at the time. So
Also, I did not know this. It came out. We're not like spilling spoilers because this is all out. There's a scene where he goes on a hike with RFK. Okay.
Oh God.
which doesn't help his perspective.
But after this scene, he's sitting in his car. He asked me to be his vice presidential candidate. And I was like, oh, how did we not know this?
I know that.
I didn't know that.
What a bunch of it. Not for Aaron
Not for
Rodgers,
Aaron
but
Rodgers.
for what a nut
He's like,
job.
did you ever think about getting into politics? And I'm like, I could see this because he's very into his health. And, RFK's going to lead the MAHA. Is that what they're calling it now? Make America Healthy again.
know.
MAHA.
Right.
Make America Healthy
one that
again.
had a
Again,
worm in
though,
his
it
head?
goes back
He
to
had
what
a
I said.
worm? He had a worm.
If you had any sort of thoughts about Aaron Rodgers going in, he really solidified him. So if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's a lunatic, that's
I
like
thought it
whatever,
explained
then-
him well.
Yeah, you have every reason to believe that.
But I thought it explained him well. I thought like he's searching for something. He's really in touch with himself. He's not afraid to say his opinion. He said something that during his rehab, he said, there's a difference between discomfort and pain.
And he was in pain, right?
Discomfort is temporary.
Right.
And I just thought that is so good to hear. Like when you're doing
Well,
something in physical therapy and you
yeah.
know it's going to end.
Right.
I think he's a hard
point.
guy. I think he's a hard guy for people to like pigeonhole because like he's very not conservative and he's very not like extremely left. Like I think that bothers people when you can't put them into a category. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like he was very not conservative. He's like he resented his conservative Christian upbringing, but then like he clearly isn't the other way either. I think
There was a picture of a church
freaks
that we
people out.
that we had been to a wedding in.
Oh, that's very funny.
Isn't that funny?
Did they have interviews with his parents?
No.
And,
They
nobody.
don't-
They backed out. They probably asked. Don't you think they asked?
Do you remember there was a season of The Bachelor
Yes.
where his brother was on it.
Right.
Jordan Rodgers the girl was meeting his parents. And
They went back to Chico.
They went back to Chico
Right,
and they
right.
literally had two chairs. One for Aaron Rodgers and one for at the time he was dating Olivia Munn.
And they're like,
And
we
they-
always set a table. We always set a place at the
seat for
table
them.
for
And he
him.
goes, they didn't ask me to go. They on purposely put two blank chairs. He goes, they never asked me to film this. I wouldn't have done it.
They were just
but
like using the name.
Right.
And that,
and
that was very off-putting. to
really
him.
Yeah,
made him mad.
it's-
That really. So the family kind of.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, they dicked him
fucked
over. They
did
dicked him.
dick
They dicked him over.
And it just, it just shows you how people change. Not people change, but like I do.
They might have been horrified by what he did, and they probably didn't want the notoriety either. Meaning his family.
I don't horrified about what. This is all pre-COVID. This Bachelor shit happened pre-COVID. What are they horrified
Really?
about? Yeah.
What did it? I
This-
don't know.
No,
Maybe-
they're not
maybe-
horrified.
maybe-
They wanted
what
to
do you-
sit in his lump sum generational wealth. He said, "This doesn't mean I'm not reconciling with them." He's never fully
So,
saying I'm
is
closing
it-
doors.
You're saying that it was about money? With his family?
I just think that he didn't like that they came out talking about him.
Or using his name
Right.
to be on The Bachelor. Like,
Right.
there's no reason why
Right.
that dude would be on The Bachelor other than the
Unless-
fact that he's
right,
Aaron
he-
Rodgers'
right. He
He
estranged
even
brother.
said, my brother said this was this really stupid move. Like he said, quote, my brother said this. Like I thought he really tried well. Like I thought he was careful with his words. NFL Films produced this.
Okay.
And like clearly NFL, I mean, for the Jets to put their name on something, like everyone has to be backing this.
and maybe they're trying to give him one more year.
What do you think, Kay, about like the sports of it all?
Well, I think you know
does
there was
he have
so
it?
much hype last year when he came to the Jets because it was a team that needed a quarterback. It was the missing piece, and there was all this hype. Remember we watched like what was it, Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
And it was all about the Jets preseason. This was a big story, and 4 plays in, he ripped his Achilles and was done for the year. And so, like, it was just like this big, like, bubble burst. And so this year he was supposed to come back.
I wonder, that contract was millions.
Right. Oh, I'm sure
Yeah,
it was.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, like, this year he comes back to play with the Jets, and they just didn't have it. And, some of it was him, but it was also
Well,
the
it's
team.
not on one person.
It
And I just don't think
absolutely
he
is.
wants to.
Is it?
I don't
Just
think
kidding.
I don't think he wants to go out like that. It would be
Right.
interesting to see if he does another year after this. It would be a great story for his legacy to have like one kick-ass year next year. But like who knows? It doesn't seem like a guy you could really predict because he's doing his own thing. But
I recommend the stock. I don't recommend it for you, Felicia.
No, I'm not.
I recommend it for all sports fans. Now, I always say this. I'm not like the biggest sports fan, but I love a goddamn documentary about sports. I love.
And what was the other documentary that you watched?
Great,
Oh,
great
man.
transition.
That's where I
That's
got
the one.
confused.
Felicia.
And
I
that
know
name was?
this is the most bizarre. You would fucking hate this
you would
so.
hate, you would hate
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
the cringy.
Right.
King of Tupelo.
Kings of Tupelo.
Kings of Tupelo. It might be not in your algorithm. It's all over our algorithm. 3 episodes. Do you remember years ago
Around 2013.
That was,
when Obama was in office?
Right.
He got a letter sent to him with ricin in it, and they were like, someone's trying to
Poison.
assassinate the president.
Right.
Well, it goes back to this guy who's an Elvis impersonator.
In Tupelo, Mississippi.
And it's basically about this guy who is a conspiracy theorist, Elvis impersonator.
This checked every box for me.
For
Elvis
cra- you mean
impersonators,
every box for
conspiracy
crazy?
theories.
It was like screaming Casey.
And what was his name?
Oh God,
Elvis?
No,
No.
KC was his
His
name.
name was Casey.
KC. Kevin.
Paul
Kev-
Kevin. Paul Kevin.
They called him KC because it was Kevin
he
and
called
something
himself
with a C.
Casey. He's like, I'm writing my story. He had a brother. Now, did you know this? Was Elvis a twin and his twin brother died?
I had no idea about
He had,
that.
he had a twin brother that died at birth.
Oh.
So this guy was an Elvis impersonator, and his brother who sold insurance
Very handsome.
decided to get into the Elvis impersonating game
What
late in
what
the game.
brought him to have a documentary? Not him, but what made the
Because it's such a fucking crazy story.
It's a fucking crazy story.
And, like, put it this way.
How did he come to notoriety?
because
he-
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, this is too good. There's
Is he
so many
alive?
twists and turns.
Yes.
He's alive. He's narrating his own documentary. It is
He's narrating his own documentary.
Bat
Which
shit
means he
crazy.
got a lot of money. Oh, I was
This
don't
guy
know if he did.
loves the
he's
fame.
self-promotion.
He doesn't need the money. He loved the fame.
All right.
He loved the fame. There's so many left and right turns
There's
here.
there's a Taekwondo instructor in the mix that he feuds with.
There's a Mensa. There's Mensa. There's a guy in Mensa. This guy goes to jail a gajillion times. There's so much to unpack. There's so many layers.
It's
There's-
like Tiger King. It's chimp crazy.
Have you ever heard of organ harvesting?
There's organ harvesting.
organs,
Organs.
not the state,
like selling
but
organs
the-
on the black market. Like,
yes,
He
yes, of course.
discovered he was working at a hospital in Mississippi as a janitor, and also all dressed up as Elvis. And he discovered like a severed head and body parts, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Why is this happening?
And then he like just deep dived hard. He's like, "There's $1 billion market." For funeral directors and all these people. And I was like, wait, why are people buying and selling body parts?
And the local government representative owns a funeral home and was trying to shut him down from talking about it. And so it just drove him more. I don't even want to try to describe this because it's
Watching this,
fucking crazy.
why-
It's so good.
I don't get it.
It's so good, Casey says.
so good, it's bad.
I fell asleep at one part and I was like, I fucking missed everything. I had to go back and rewatch it because there's so many different things you have to understand here.
So many layers.
But it's a fun one. If you're into the craze, if you like crazy, this is a fun one.
Apparently, a lot of people do.
Americans love batshit cray. Batshit cray
Mississippi is its own brand of crazy.
You're
too.
right.
It's not like people are like, oh, it's all the South. Like, I don't know. I feel like all these little pockets of the South have their own
Crazy.
different brand of
And
crazy.
the
Like, it's
documentary
different than
starts
Alabama
with like
crazy.
people in Mississippi. What are they? They love to talk. They love to share their stories, and they're crazy.
It's just nuts. I highly recommend this.
It was
if
wild.
you like crazy stuff.
Felicia,
Yes.
we have holidays coming up. This technically will be one. We're going to do one more episode with a very special guest for the end of the year wrap up with Darren Karp.
Right.
Okay.
Now tell everybody who Darren Karp is. For
Most
those who
people
don't know.
listening to this podcast know that Darren Karp
But-
works with Andy Cohen on Bravo. So if
Works.
you're a Bravo, she still does. We
she
go
still
through this
does?
all the fucking
All
time.
right, listen, things change very
Darren,
quickly.
I can't wait for you to be here and for you to explain to my mother exactly what you do now.
Right.
She was on Hoda and Jenna today.
Oh, jeez, I had it on for a little while, but oops.
So, Ma, here's your homework, and this is real homework. You need to come up, and I could give you the list of all your shows you've watched, the shows that we've discussed. Your best TV show of the year, best Broadway show, your best movie.
It's not like I've seen every Broadway show.
No.
No.
It's what you've seen. It's what you've seen. So obviously, I know like what my favorite movie is of the year. Obviously, Wicked, and am I going to see it for my third time
Again,
on
the
Tuesday?
most current thing in your head.
Mom, I'm telling you, there's not one movie I saw this year that I saw again.
No. I mean, everybody that's seen Wicked has absolutely loved
But
it.
I'm
not
just
denying
saying
that.
to you, you don't need to say I need to see more Broadway shows. I'm just saying with what you've seen this year, what's your favorite comedy? I just think about it. I'll send you some paperwork, okay?
Thank you.
I'll send you some paperwork.
It's all going to
Felicia
go out of my
loves
head
homework.
by Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
But Felicia, I will tell you this.
Yes.
Big thing dropping next week, Squid Game.
Oh, well, that I'm
Now,
in.
well, I didn't tell you. We have the first 4 episodes of Squid. We have the first 4 episodes of
How'd you
Squid
get
Game.
that?
I know people. So listen to me. But you don't want to sleep over.
Oh.
Do you want to stay over and watch
No,
Squid Game?
no.
Do you want to do you want to come over early one day?
No, because I'm going to have to wait until it comes out.
So here's
It's
the
coming out
thing.
next week or the week after?
26th.
The end. Okay, next week.
4 episodes are out, and I thought if we watch these first 4 episodes, then I'm gonna have to I need to keep it fresh in the mind, so I wasn't jumping on to see it.
Now, remember, I now recognize a
I
lot
know.
of those actors, and a lot of them are in their 40s, few in their early 50s, and it's going to be a good show. And
I'm
now that I know
excited.
who they are, now I will really be invested.
You didn't do the reality version of Squid Game, right?
No, I did not.
It was really entertaining, but it wasn't like
No, it
Koreans,
wasn't. Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah, I'm only in for my Koreans. By the way, I'm also watching now some Japanese shows,
stop it.
which don't ask me the name. Doesn't matter.
Do you see a difference between the Japanese and the Korean? Like, is there a big?
I haven't watched enough of the Japanese shows to make a intellectual comment about it, other than me sounding purely stupid.
Is Japanese on the Viki app?
Vicky is all Asian, so they've got
Everything.
everything.
Okay.
And I remember I said to you a few weeks ago, why is everything now on my Netflix coming up? There's a lot of Japanese shows dropping.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's just a lot of Japanese.
No, it's your
I know,
algorithm.
but I never watch Japanese shows.
No, it's all. Oh,
So that,
they
in other words, it
assume.
was, but yeah, but I keep thinking, where am I? When? Once in a blue, like the show I just
Interesting.
talked about. Well, whatever.
Well,
anyway.
that was my big bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia was to watch Squid Game. Okay.
and I will be. I can't believe you have already have 4. I'm so upset that I can't watch that. I can.
Oh,
Now I'll
Mom.
have to wait. I'll have to wait until next week.
No, why don't you come
I'm not,
over
because
on?
I like
have a good
watch-
idea. I know you want to watch, and you're like, come over on little Christmas Eve and stay in my bed. Come on.
Oh, that's very hospitable.
I'll do it with you. We can
Well,
hang out.
and where's Mary going to be?
Well, Casey and his mom could cook, and we'll be
Are they
upstairs in the
cooking?
bed. What do
Oh,
you think
yeah,
we're
they
doing?
are cooking.
Catering in?
No. It's like, why are you making Mary work?
What are you talking about? That's what they like to do, Mom. The non-Jews cook on little Christmas Eve, that's what they do.
Okay.
I feel bad
We'll
that
see.
I
I'll
didn't
let
tell
you
you
know.
this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
All right.
But
You'll have to tell me afterwards how you got this.
on my screeners app.
You got that on your screen?
Yeah,
is that?
just like I got no good deed. Yeah, I love that you thought it was like a big secret. Yeah. I was like, oh shit. And because it was only 4 episodes, I didn't want to
Right.
start it right away. I should have told you.
I don't know if it's
apologize.
8. Do they say on that? Is it 8? It's probably 8 episodes altogether.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I would
But you
assume.
should come hang out with me.
I'll see.
All
Okay.
right, you'll see.
yeah.
Saturday, I'm free. I'm just putting it out there
Thank
before
you.
my mother-in-law comes. If you want to come, we could schmooze up. We could get into bed. We could, whatever you want to do.
We'll
here for
see.
you. So I do just want to say really quick, Beverly Hills this week, Dorit called Camille Grammer the C word.
Right. Which I'm sorry I missed that show, but I will go back on Peacock
On Peacock.
and catch that one.
It's so wild. And the best is when Dorit says to Camille, like, why are you here? Like, you just want a moment.
When I heard about that, I went, why is Camille there? Why is she there?
Kyle Richards had her first party without Mauricio.
Oh,
Denim
yeah.
and diamonds.
Right.
And Bronwyn had a vulnerable moment on Salt Lake where she admitted that there was infidelity in her marriage. And I'm just waiting for Todd to come out with some, I don't know, I'm sure he's pissed. But apparently her and Melissa Gorga were on Watch What Happens Live last night. Did you see that? Can we just say this something really quick? You still watch What Happens? Watch
I
What
haven't
Happens.
always, I do tape DVR it, which I obviously don't have to anymore if I just catch up on, but no, because they get me crazy. They really get me crazy.
Okay, but I know you love Andy.
Yes, but I don't even know if I like Andy. I mean, I
What?
like Andy. No. I
God,
like Andy. I do. Andy, I like you.
But wait, Mom, on New Year's Eve, do you watch Andy and Anderson?
If I remember.
What else are you doing?
There's always
Korean
Netflix
content.
and I mean, they're always running, so I don't have a problem with that. I don't have to watch the ball drop. What do I care?
Oh my
What
God.
do I care?
Well, everybody, this was our 50th episode. Mom, what an accomplishment.
What an accomplishment is so
50
true.
episodes, and you are the star of this, and
No,
you are
I'm not.
gold.
No,
You
I'm
are,
not.
Mom,
No,
I'm
I'm
looking
not.
at you, and I'm going, you're tired. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're like, are you 74? For our new listeners, are you 74?
I'm 74.
You're killing
Yes,
it, Mom.
I'm
We
74.
love you. If
Thank
you
you.
guys,
I love
please,
you all.
please subscribe. Please follow. My Instagram is at Marni Jagger. You could slide into my DMs, ask Felicia anything you want. Looking forward to your feedback, guys. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni. Bye, Casey.
Bye.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.